Boom! What's up, guys? It is another beautiful day to bill search. Let's go through it. Let's go through a mix of paper currency I've kind of accumulated over the last, I don't know, week or so. And hopefully we'll find something collectible, and hopefully we'll find something valuable. But maybe you'll take away at least a little tip or two on what to look for. So anyway, Series 2017A. Lots of star notes that you can find in these are replacement notes, so keep an eye out for those for this series as I knock these all around. Also keep an eye out in the color-changing ink portions of $10 notes, and really any of them that have color-changing ink portions. You can get what's known as a contaminated inkwell error, which is just a way of saying the ink didn't mix properly. This will usually come out, in this case, it looking like a dark brown. Depending on the shade of the color-changing ink, it typically comes out much darker when you have that error. Other things is shifts and ink issues, and then of course, collectible serial numbers. This one has a lot of 4s in it, but nothing really crazy going on. Sorry to kind of chat too much there, but I wanted to make sure I hit a bunch of stuff, and then we'll go through them. Nothing else going on. I like to keep an eye out for ink smears around the depiction on the back. 666, the mark of the beast. 2017 series. Somebody folded this thing every which way. Really beat up, so hard to tell if anything's collectible. Little bit of kind of some stray ink going on. Probably a wet ink transfer whenever they cut the bills from the sheet and then stack them to put them into straps and send them out to banks and stuff. They'll usually be a little wet still. And sometimes portions of those notes, of course, will transfer over. And this little kind of dot here is probably from that. If it's really dramatic, then I would hold on to it. Otherwise, this one too has this free booger on the back of it. So condition-wise, it's really beat up. That takes away from it. And that's going to be a small kind of ink smear, ink transfer in relation to ones that are going to get value. Really good repetition. 0s, 1s, 5s. Would have been cool to have the 2s be doubled there, so 2 on the end are 0s. Then I would have held on to it. Aside from that, a little bit of a stuck digit where that 0 on the end is sitting a little high. Speaking of 0s in the beginning too, since just to hit a few things, I get asked about what's a low serial number. I consider anything with 4 or more 0s to be low. Some people consider higher than that. You only need a few 0s in the beginning, but the ones I see really get value are going to be 999 or less. But I think anything of 10,000, basically, 9,999, and less in serial number is going to be the collectible point for like a low serial number. But also conversely, keep an eye out for high serial numbers, ones that are towards the end of the run. Nothing going on there, nothing on the back. What the heck? I don't know what's going on with this. Feels waxy, but it's probably not the case as far as like a counterfeit. Good old AJ or HJ. We won't guess what that means. Most likely, this waxy feeling and the yellowing I usually see in notes that are put like in a frame or they're up in a window or whatever, somewhere where light was hitting it directly. In this case, it's kind of odd because it's the whole thing. You can let me know what you think on that one. It's from AJ, I guess is what the front said, 2020, so thanks AJ. If AJ's watching and you're the one that wrote on this bill, what the heck did you do to it? It's very waxy, very odd. I'm going to pass on it. Nothing else really collectible jumping out anyway, but okay. Holy, extra ink. Lots of kind of overprint or excess ink going on, rather, on the 0 there, first one. But unless you have a filled digit or you have a missing digit, they're not super valuable. The other ones that are super valuable are mismatched serial numbers, of course. Those can sell for 10, 20 times the face value. In the case of $1 bills, they can sell for hundreds of dollars. This one's really good condition, though, so we'll take that away from it. Kind of a date note. The year 1423, January 8th. I like to keep them when they're in the month, day, year format. And I like to keep it within U.S. history, unless it's something that just jumps right out as a really important historical date. You can let me know if you'd hold on to that serial number. This one's really nice condition, too. So I like that about it. And nothing going on there. Look for shifts in the seals as well. Got a one-eyed Washington. This one's seen its day. On the reverse of the note, I look for a few different things. It would be mainly kind of ink issues. There's a lot of intricate detail, of course, with the depiction of the Great Seal on the reverse of $1 bills. Now, they haven't gone through, any design change in decades, so there's nothing to speak about there. You can also sometimes see issues along the lettering where there's blurring or kind of misprinting. Somebody sneezed a bunch of ink onto this. You can tell from the tone it's like a ballpoint pen. It's not actually the tone that that would be printed on it. Ones are printed slightly different than other denominations. Well, I should say ones and twos. This one's got a bunch of crud on it, so we're going to pass on that one. Looks like somebody sneezed on it. And nothing going on there. 2021 series. I'll go a little quicker now that we kind of covered everything to look for. Sixes, ones, zeros. But not enough repetition to hold on to. Back of the bill, keep an eye out around the repetitious fives as well as on other notes. They're an anti-counterfeiting measure and sometimes have ink issues. Nothing there. I had more money than I thought. Nice depiction of the White House on the back. They're talking about, and have confirmed, they're changing the $20 bill. They're talking about transposing Jackson to the back of the note and putting a historical female figure, which right now they're saying is Harriet Tubman, on the front of the bill. So you can let me know what you think of that in the comments. Nothing going on there. And moving right along. January, if there was 34 days of the year 122. Not bad condition, despite the folds on the corners, but nothing collectible. Of course, they've already released all the list of what years they're redoing the designs and stuff. Here's a nice one. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to fix this pile before it fell off my desk. September 21st of 1848. This is exactly what I was referring to earlier, and now that I'm looking at it, somebody took a bite out of it. So we can hit two things here. Kind of a cool serial number. It's a birthday note or date note, so I'll definitely hold on to it for that. And I think the missing corner actually gives it some character. But this is a good ode to, if a bill is collectible, condition can instantly kill any premium on it, depending on condition. And missing the corner of it is definitely going to take it down a hike or two. But I really like the serial number personally. I'll look up to see if anything real funky or fun or historical happened, really important on that day, and I'll put it in the description box. But I love birthday notes. Back of the bill looking like a $1 bill, and it's actually pretty good condition despite that chunk missing. So, but I like it. 2006 series. That previous one was a 2021, so a little bit newer. This one's shifted quite a bit. Now, I get asked about that a lot, or I just see them online. I would say yes, the bill is slightly misaligned. It's not miscut, it's misaligned. It is sitting a little down, it is sitting a little to the right, but unless they're really straddling the edge of the bill, I wouldn't consider it like an error. You're not going to see a premium over that. You can disagree if you want to tag an example or something, but I just don't think they're really going to certify it as a major misalignment if you get it graded, and the premium on it, unless you know some niche collector, is not going to be a lot unless it's actually sitting on the edge of the bill. So just my 2 cents on that, but it's a good example of something to look for. Nothing on the back. We're getting down there, so hopefully you made it through this part of the video. Old hump day, and hopefully your week is going well. Kind of a double year note, 1619 1375, but more interesting than anything else. Nothing on the back. Going on there. Last $6. This one's kind of funky and been wet. You can tell by the discoloration in it. Kind of a major over ink here, but that's really common for 2013. I don't hold on to those if I can talk. Oh, nothing there. Last but not least, kind of cool serial number, but nothing repetitious enough for me to hold on to. Back of the bill, I love the Lincoln Memorial. If you ever get a chance to visit it, great historical monument to visit. The architecture itself's really cool, even if you don't care about the history, but really cool monument. So nothing too crazy. Somebody got hungry and took a bite out of this birthday note, but I like it enough. September 21st, 1848. I'll look up to see if anybody, if it's a birthday, a death day. Of course, somebody was born on that day, but a historically important thing happened on that day, and I'll put it in a comment and in the description box. But let me know in the comments what you've been coming across in your banknote searches, your coin searches, and your collectible searches lately. I will see you guys there, and I'll see you in the next video.